Hi beauty lovers, it's me Flavio and welcome back to my channel. But maybe that's your first time over here. If that's the case, thank you so much for tuning in. In this video I'll be reviewing and demonstrating two products from Beauté Beauty. I'm talking about the Éternité de Beauté. It's a primer with a mattifying finish, and the newest foundation from Gucci. I'm talking about the 24 Wear Breathable Foundation. But before we go on, I would like to ask you if you could like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel, because it does help the YouTube algorithm to push my videos towards a larger audience. And I appreciate every help to achieve my next goal, which is 5,000 followers, alright? So thank you so much in advance. But what is that exactly that I'm gonna be doing? Well, as you can see, I'm already wearing the product, but I will rewind into the moment that I open the packaging. I'm gonna be talking how does it feel on your hands. I'll be also describing the product in itself, the packaging, and I'll be also be reading their claims, and I'll be also comparing them with my own experience while wearing this product. So as you can see, we have a lot to talk about, so keep it up. Right, so this is the Mattifying Primer Serum. This is how it looks like inside the box. I must confess that the packaging seems very much on brand. It looks very luxurious. It has this very sophisticated kind of a feeling, which is, I think, is exactly what Gucci is going for. And outside of the packaging, that is how it looks like. Just keeping in mind that Beauté Beauty has two serums. They have the Skin Primer Serum, which has a more natural finish, and they have now Éternité de Beauté with a mattifying finish, which is the one that I'm gonna try today, alright? So, but let's do this. First of all, the packaging of the serum and the foundation as well, they look a lot like the same. It does feel very luxurious in your hand. It's very sturdy. It's kind of heavy somehow, but I understand where they're coming from. But now that I'm looking at this packaging here, it does remind me of another one. Hold on. All right, I knew it. Reminds me of this one. Yeah, let me just... Any kind of similarity, it's purely a coincidence, all right? At least that's what I think. Somehow the Gucci packaging does feel slightly heavier on your hand, which is fine considering it's a luxurious product, alright? Let's go for it. And I'm gonna tell a little bit about the things that I know about the Gucci Beauty and who is it behind. I know for a fact that the makeup artist, the head makeup artist responsible for Gucci Beauty, it's Thomas de Clever. I had the opportunity to assist him during a London Fashion Week, I think about 5 years ago, maybe longer. And it was during the show of Thomas Tate, and he did a marvelous job back then, I do remember. So for I understand, Thomas de Clever, he became quite famous in the underground scene of Berlin, and I know he is very active in London as well as in Paris. And I must say that it is scented, but it's not too crazy, or it's not giving me Grandma's vibes, if you know what I mean. Most of the luxurious brands that I know, they tend to have a very, how can I say, a very strong scent, but it always reminds me of grandmother kind of ish. But that's not the case with this one, alright? And for what I can tell right now, it does become very quickly absorbed by your skin. It doesn't feel sticky at all, which makes sense considering it's a mattifying serum. But what it's not happening here, at least not right at this very moment. I'm not feeling that it's pulling my face to the wrong directions, if you know what I mean. And although it does feel very fine on your skin, I do have the feeling that it does plumps your skin a little bit. What do I mean like plumping your skin? It does becomes slightly firmer. Not pulling uncomfortably, but it does feel slightly firmer, which I do appreciate it. Another thing that they say this product does is to minimize the appearance of pores, which is alright. I mean, it's not too crazy, I must confess. But well, so this is the primer so far. I'm just gonna apply a little bit on the back of my hand, just to show it here for you. Feels very caring and very silky on your hand. Not too smooth, but it does, when you feel that the product is setting on your skin, like creating more grip, it doesn't feel as smooth anymore, but it does feel like it's supposed to grab something, which is basically what a skin primer does. A skin primer is supposed to help on the performance of the product. And in this case, what it's going to do is going to blur small little lines and work as a double tape as a base for your foundation. All right, now we're gonna go to the foundation. So this is the foundation, is still inside the packaging. We can see here a little bit of a logo there. We have a list of ingredients here on the back. Here there's a description and the name of the product. The 24-hour wear breathable foundation, luminous matte finish. To figure out which color would be the match for my skin tone, I decided to go to a warehouse where they sell Gucci Beauty in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, where I'm based at. And I could have used their matching shade technology on their website, but I just thought it would be just as easy to go to that warehouse and get my skin matched by a professional beauty advisor. And I must confess that the lady that helped me, she was very helpful. And I was very straightforward to her. I said that I wanted just to have the skin tone matched because I did get those products for free from Gucci's beauty PR agency here in the Netherlands. So for this, I'm very thankful for that. But the skin tone that they gave me at the warehouse, it was the 240W, but the PR didn't have my shade at their stock, so they decided to send me 2 different colors, which I'm very grateful for it, which is a darker shade and a lighter shade of the one that they advised to me, which is the 260W and the 230W. Because I still think that I'm quite fair on my skin tone, although it's springtime here in the Netherlands, it's still kind of cloudy and still a little bit chilly, so I didn't have the opportunity to get suntanned. So I will start with the 230W just to see how this is going to react on my skin tone. Now I'm gonna just go over here again. This feels kind of heavy on your hand, but I can understand where they are going to. It's a luxurious product, and when it comes to luxurious product, they do invest in heavier packaging, heavier materials. I also know, for example, for a fact that in some cases, some brands, they have a packaging which is kind of lightweight, but they do add a metal plate just in between the packaging just to make it slightly more heavier, because it does feels like sturdier on your hand. I think the packaging is really beautiful. Also outside the box, it's very pretty much on brand. It does have this beautiful ivory cap with the Gucci logo in a golden font over here as well as over there, okay? But well, let's see, let's just do this. I know for a fact, for example, that they do advise to apply this product using your fingers, and one of the things that I understood is that there's a term that maybe Thomas de Clouver decided to use to marketing this product, which is skinnification. Yes, I know it's a very funny name, but the idea of creating a skinnification effect is to replicate as close as you want to the appearance of bare skin. So you kind of enhancing what you have rather than cover it, okay? So let's just do this. It's very funny because when I apply right now, as you can see already, it does look very fair, but the more I blend it out this product, the more it goes into the skin. And I don't know if you watched other videos that I created for foundation review. I do have a kind of a neutral skin tone, neutral rosy skin tone. And for what I could see, let's see on this side again, there. It does look quite yellow, isn't it? Like a colder undertone. But the more I am able to spread the product, this yellow undertone, which is kind of almost olive, to be honest, does blend very nicely with my skin tone, but also kind of tames down all the redness that I have on my skin, if you know what I mean. Now I'm gonna go right on the top of my nose. I always have a very transparent dorsum on the top of my nose, which is that area on your nose. I think it worked quite well. That's it. I must say, this is, I think, maybe one of the quickest applications that I've had when it comes to applying a foundation. And just for you to understand the term that I just told you, the skinnification, which I know it does sound kind of funny, but when you understand the whole mentality and the logic behind the term, you understand why they use the term skinification. But again, the skinification does mean that you would not have to apply foundation on your entire face, which is not what I did. I did applying basically on everywhere. I haven't applied here yet, but then you can see a little bit of the difference on the skin tone here. I do have the feeling that I'm slightly paler now, that my skin became kind of lighter, which is fine because I can easily correct this with a little bit of a bronzer, which I'm gonna do it. But it's not bothering me because, as I told you, I could have mixed with the 260W as well, just to try to warm it up, the color. It does cover very, very nicely actually. And I'm gonna do one thing. In other previous videos that I created where I revealed a foundation, one of the things that I did on the video was not to apply foundation on that area on my ear, because I want you to see how much this is going to oxidize, if it's going to oxidize at all. I'm gonna do it just right now, so I'm just gonna grab a brush to do this. I don't know if you do this, if you go with the foundation on your ears, but I strongly advise to always do that, because there's nothing less flattering than when you have a perfect skin tone and you forgot your ears, and then you're making a phone call or video conference with somebody and you're using a high definition camera, which most of our mobile phones they have nowadays, and then you have this kind of pinkish ear. I think you can see already. You can see the difference. Here's the skin tone like pretty much matching my whole face and you have here this kind of pinkish ear, which is terrible, by the way. Now let me show you one thing here. I had like one pump of the product into my mixing palette and I was able to do my entire face, and I still have some left over here. I'm gonna go a little bit on the neck just to create a more easy transition from where I applied here and where I haven't applied the product yet. For this part I'm gonna use a brush, right? So let's just do this. Still keeping this area free of product, right? I think for all I can tell, that should be it. Alright, so what are my first impressions? So this is just the product on itself, without any powder, without any bronzer, blusher, highlighter, contouring highlight whatsoever. Purely the Mattifying Primer Serum and the 24-hour breathable foundation, okay? Or in other words, the Gucci Éternité de Beauté. That's the name of the product, now how they wanted to call it, okay? How do you like it when you just look at it like this? How do you like it? I must confess, I don't know how this is the appearance on this on camera, but for what I can tell here, it does look really, really nice. My skin, it's even, it's not as red as it was before, and I'm not having the feeling that it feels heavy on my skin, all right? So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna finish up my makeup application. I'm gonna do the rest of my face, like with contouring, highlight, bronzer, anything that I need to. I do have to record a lot of content today, so I will go through everything that I need to record today, and by the end of the day I'll be giving you my final conclusion about this product, alright? So I have a lot to talk to you about it, so keep it up, alright? I finished up my base applying some bronzers. I didn't use any powder on my skin. I did use some concealer, and I didn't fix the foundation using any kind of fixing spray or setting powder whatsoever, because I really want you to see how this is working on my own skin tone. Before we go on, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my own skin type and the type of foundation that I like to wear when I'm searching for a foundation to wear, especially off camera. Well, I do have a combined skin with a T-zone that tends to be slightly more oily, and the surroundings of my face tend to be slightly more normal. My skin is dehydrated though, so it's something that you should know. And also, my skin tends to vary its production of sebum, depends of which season I am. For example, right now we are just leaving winter time and going to springtime in the Netherlands where I'm based at. It is still kind of cold and kind of chilly outside, so sometimes I just heard that my boyfriend turned this morning the radiators on, so the air is quite dry at this moment, which doesn't help my dehydrated skin. The kind of foundation that I like to wear is seamless. I don't mind when people see me wearing makeup. Well, if you know me, if you watch other videos that I created, you will see that I definitely don't mind. But when I'm off camera or when I'm attending any social event, which is not necessarily makeup related or beauty related, I prefer to wear a foundation which is seamless. And when it comes to finish, the kind of foundation that I like for finish is the natural matte finish. I don't like too dewy foundations because I do have the T-zone. Well, if I would use a foundation with a dewy finish, the T-zone on my face would be looking very greasy very quickly. And I don't like to wear super matte foundations. It could just accentuate the dryness or the thirst aspect of my skin, all right? So, but now you know. I'm gonna now talk a little bit about this primer, okay? This is information that I got online on internet that I'm gonna share here with you. The Éternité de Beauté from Gucci, the Mattifying serum, retails for 55 euros and 12 cents or 60 US of it. This product is totally silicone and oil free. Another thing that I found out on their website is they don't use any animal ingredients in the formula of this product. Although Gucci doesn't mark themselves as a vegan and clean brand, it's always nice to know that you have here a vegan product on your hand. Although it is not marketed like this, it's the information that I got on the website, and I do appreciate it. The effect that you're gonna get here is a very natural matte finish. It's something that could be ideal if you have a combined skin type, because you could rather choose to only use on the T-zone. In my case, I use on my entire face. This is also a product that it's designed for all skin types. I do know for a fact that the other primer serum from Gucci Beauty, it's for normal skin types, but this one is for all types of skin, which is amazing considering that I have a combined skin type. It also contains bamboo powder. That's what's gonna mattify your skin. It's also quite rich in hyaluronic acid, and hyaluronic acid is everything that you need if you're older than 35 years old, which is my case. I'm 47 years old. And it also contains glycerin, which gives this nice silk smooth sensation on your skin. All right, so I have here in my hands the Éternité de Beauté, or in other words, the 24-hour wear breathable foundation from Gucci. Well, as the name already says, one of the claims is that they offer a 24-hour wear with a breathable finish. But again, let's go further on the rest of the claims. They claims to be a transfer-proof foundation, or with zero transfer, if you will. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the test of the transfer that I did in other foundation reviews that I did in the past. If you haven't watched the foundations review that I created, there's a link right up here where you can watch it, okay? Go there and watch it after this video. But in the other videos that I did, the transfer-proof test that I decided to do is just to grab a tissue and press against my skin. I'm not gonna rub it on my face, but just going to press it. So let's just see. Oh, wow, okay. I don't know if you can see it. This is pretty much clean. There's no transfer whatsoever over here. Just going to open up here that you can see. This is the side that I went on the face, and this is without it. You can see a little bit of a pigmentation of the foundation over here, but it's definitely not as bad as I had experienced with other foundations in the past. This foundation retails for 55 euros and 12 cents or 69 US dollars. So this foundation comes in 40 shades, which is quite a lot considering that it's a luxurious brand. There's so many other luxurious brands that they have very limited amount of shades. And one of the things that I liked about the available shades in this foundation is that we had very fair shades to very deeper shades, which is really nice and makes it very inclusive, if you ask me. It contains a combination of high skin affinity powders and coated pigments in ultra performate polymers. It's a technology that offers 24-hour wear with a breathable coverage with zero transfer while you're letting the skin breathe. Well, you did see already the test that I created with the tissue on my face. It barely transferred, to be honest. Now let's take a look if it does oxidize a little bit, because I did go with the foundation on this ear, but I didn't go with foundation on top of that ear. And for what I can tell here, it didn't oxidize that much. I really don't like a foundation that oxidizes a lot, because for a consumer it can be very tricky when you buy it, because you would have a skin matching advice in a perfumery, and when you would get home this would have already oxidized and the shade would not match your skin tone anymore. This is not the case, and I'm very satisfied about it. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go through all the claims. I'll be giving scores based upon their claims and my own experience with the product, and in the end we're gonna see how it's going to be the average score of this foundation, all right? So when it comes to coverage, they claim to have a full coverage, able to do it with one drop, breathable and lightweight. Do I agree with this? I definitely agree with this, because it did offer me high coverage with one drop, and it still feels very lightweight, and I don't have the feeling that it's clogging my pores or feeling funny or creasing in the areas that shouldn't crease. So when it comes to the coverage from 0 to 10, I think I'm gonna give a 9 for that. When it comes to the finish, they claim to offer a matte natural finish, and for what I can tell right now, and remember I didn't apply any powder besides the bronzers whatsoever, I think it's still looking really nice. And to be honest, this is precisely the kind of foundation that I like to wear, especially off camera. So when it comes to the finish, I think I'm gonna have to give a 10, because like I told you, this is the foundation in itself, so I'm giving a 10 over here. When it comes to the wear performance, well, they claim to offer 24-hour wear performance. I haven't used for that long. From that moment that I finish it up until now, it's been maybe 4 hours. So I mean, it should have more 20 hours to go. So I'm gonna skip wear performance. The other claims that they have is that it's zero transfer. Well, come off here. So it comes to transfer proof. It is definitely transfer proof. For this, I am not gonna give a 10 because it did transfer just a little bit, and they said zero transfer, but I'm gonna give a 9.5 for this. When it comes to the oxidation, oh, you can see it didn't oxidize at all. I think I'm gonna have to give for oxidation also a 9.5, because I don't want to give a 10 because I'll be like overhyping this product, and that's definitely not the case. I want to be quite objective with my review. So for oxidation, I'm gonna give a 9.5. When it comes to skincare benefits, it contains bamboo powders, which is gonna give this beautiful natural finish for the skin. It's very rich in hyaluronic acid, which is always nice, especially if you're older than 35 years old. So for this aspect of the foundation, the skincare benefits, I think I'm gonna have to give also a 9 for that. When it comes to the number of available shades, 40 shades, it's not little, but it's not really a lot. But for example, I did a review on Mario's Surreal Skin and the Surreal Skin only comes in 30 shades. They claim to be 30 flexible shades, and for what I could understand, the general audience is not really crazy about it. They consider Surreal Skin by Mario quite inclusive, but for the number of available shades for this Gucci foundation, I'm gonna give it 8.5. When it comes to the price versus quality, consider that you would pay $69 US or 64 euros and 12 cents, and you have here 30 ml. It's not super cheap, but it's not the most expensive foundation that there are. Considering the finish that you have here, considering the breathable aspect of this foundation, the number of available shades, and how easy it was to apply, I think I would have to give, for price quality, I think I'm gonna have to give a 8.5 or a 9 or 8.5. A 9, it's because I do think it is quite a good foundation, but 8.5 is because it's above 60 euros, and it would be funny for me to say I do invest more than 60 euros into a foundation. So I'm gonna stick with 8.5. Now I'm gonna calculate the average of this foundation, so hold on, okay? Which gives us an average, oh, it's quite a high average. It's 9.142, which is actually the highest score of a foundation that I ever reviewed in my YouTube channel. And by the way, I did a Battle Foundation Royale review, and if you haven't watched it yet, there's a link right up here where you can watch it, and then you can understand how I came out with this system of this way to review a foundation, okay? But now I'm gonna give you my final conclusion. So when it comes to the final conclusion of this product, would I invest in this product as a consumer? As a consumer, I would. Why? Because as I told you in the beginning, I do love a seamless foundation. I do love a foundation that offers me a natural matte finish. I do love a foundation that it's easy to apply and easy to create sheer coverage as well, because like I said, it's fine when you have a full coverage foundation, but it isn't flexible enough that you can create sheer coverage. I can tell you that I was able to create some kind of sheer coverage over here. Would I invest in this foundation to use on my makeup kit? Well, maybe if I would increase my fee for maybe 50% higher, I would invest this on my makeup kit. But another reason that made me think that maybe I would not invest to use on my makeup kit is because it's quite heavy. And for you to be able to do many different faces, I think you would here need at least 5 different bottles. And this could feel quite heavy on your makeup kit. For my combined skin type with the T-zone, this is working pretty well, and consider that their claims is suitable for all skin types. This is amazing. So if you like to wear full coverage with minimal amount of product, that it's lightweight and that offers a natural matte finish, then I do believe that this foundation could be for you, all right? Well guys, I hope you guys enjoying watching this video as much as I enjoy making it. And remember to like and share this video because it does help the YouTube algorithm to push my videos towards a larger audience. And another thing that I would very much appreciate it's if you could subscribe to my channel to help me achieve my next goal, which is 5,000 followers, all right? And again, thank you so much for all your time, love, and support, and I see you all in another video next time, alright? Bye-bye!